Welcome back to my channel. You're watching Advait, the Fourth Empire, and this is spooky week, spooky season, and we're gonna have lots of fun in this episode because unfortunately this is the last episode of the week analysis in the series. But with IPL we're not done yet, so don't worry, we still have more IPL update videos coming on. But this is week 6, the last week of Dream 11 IPL and the Points League, and I'm gonna miss the series so much. We'll be doing it next time for the next IPL in 2021. We have 5 matches played this week, very interesting matches. Kings 11 Punjab and Kolkata Knight Riders played 2 matches each, and the other teams, Delhi Capitals, Sunrisers Hyderabad, RCB, CSK, Rajasthan and Mumbai played 1 match each. So let's go to the first match. So the first match of this week was between the Kolkata Knight Riders and the Kings 11 Punjab. The KKR was the first one to bat, and their opening partnership did not pull it off, but Shubman Gill scored a brilliant knock of 57 runs in 45 balls, 3 fours and 4 sixes. And don't forget, they had a big blow because they lost Nitish Rana for a duck. And later on, Eoin Morgan came in and contributed well enough. But KKR batsmen weren't able to pull off a good score. They only pulled off 149 runs and lost 9 wickets in 20 overs. Credit to Mohammad Shami for his 3-wicket haul. Being one of the best bowlers in India, he truly deserves a 3-wicket haul. The Kings 11 Punjab lost KL Rahul later on through the innings, but Chris Gayle, Mandeep Singh had a very strong partnership, a match-winning partnership. Mandeep Singh took his time to play, but still scored a brilliant knock and a helpful knock of 66 runs in 56 balls, 8 fours and 2 sixes, striking at 117. And Chris Gayle, universe boss. Gale Storm was in this match, and he scored 51 runs in 29 balls, striking at 174, hitting 5 sixes and 2 fours. So that's it for this match. Kings 11 Punjab won this match, and the final score was 150 runs for the loss of 2 wickets in 18.5 overs. And the man of the match was Chris Gayle. Gayle striking very high, even though Mandeep Singh scored more than him. He had a very good strike rate, and make sure that the Kings 11 Punjab have this match in their pocket. So that's it for this match. So the second match in this week was between the Sunrisers Hyderabad and the Delhi Capitals. A shocker for all the SRH fans because Jonny Bairstow did not play this match, and in place of him, Ridhiman Saha came in. My god, it worked out very well. It was like seeing Bairstow and Warner once again, but instead of Bairstow, we had Saha. David Warner, the birthday boy, scored 66 runs and he was the first player in this season to score a half century in this power play, and he scored in just 34 balls, hitting 8 fours and 2 sixes, striking at 194, which is very high. And Ridhiman Saha steering the innings, scoring 87 runs in 45 balls, hitting 12 fours and 2 sixes, striking at 193. Later on, Manish Pandey and Kool Kane were able to finish off and put up a good total for the Sunrisers Hyderabad, and their total was a monstrous 219 with a loss of 2 wickets in 20 overs. So the Delhi Capitals, they were under a lot of pressure because it was a high score to chase. And yes, that's what happened. They were starting to lose wicket. Shikhar Dhawan with the duck. Later on, people who came in, like Marcus Stoinis, Shimon Harmaya, nobody's able to put it off. Except Rishabh Pant. You cannot say he pulled it off, but he at least tried to contribute a bit, at least with the net run rate, and his score was 36 runs and 35 balls. Credit to Rashid Khan. He almost got the best figures in the IPL. The best figures is 6 runs only conceded in the 24 balls. Rashid Khan conceded only 7, but don't forget that he took a 3-wicket haul, which was very important, and only conceding 7 runs. Even though he didn't get that best figures board, he got 3 wickets. That's the important thing. And Sunrisers Hyderabad won the match, and they got Delhi Capitals all out. The score was 131 runs for the loss of 10 wickets in 19 overs. So the man of the match was Ridhiman Saha, getting back into the squad, getting a permanent position in the squad. A very good replacement for Jonny Bairstow. Striked very well and hit the ball with all power he had. So that's it for this match. The third match was between RCB and Mumbai Indians, and RCB were the ones to start off the innings with the bat. So RCB had a different opening partnership with Josh Philippe replacing Aaron Finch, the Australian captain, with DDP, Devdutt Padikkal. And Devdutt Padikkal striked very good, and he scored 75 runs in 45 balls, hitting 12 fours and 1 six, striking at 164, making sure the RCB put up a good total on the board. Not a single batsman was able to pull off at least a good score for the board. And the final score of the Royal Challengers Bangalore was 164 runs for the loss of 6 wickets in 20 overs. Credits to Jasprit Bumrah. In his 4 overs he bowled 1 maiden over, conceding only 14 runs and getting a 3-wicket haul, which is very important. And the Mumbai Indians, their opening partnership did not pull off, but the 1D man, Suryakumar Yadav, who's in form this season, and yes, he striked very good and scoring 79 runs in 43 balls. He made this run chase successful and hitting 10 fours and 3 sixes. Thanks to Suryakumar Yadav, Mumbai Indians were able to chase the score, and later on Hardik Pandya was also able to help off. So the final score of Mumbai Indians was 166 runs for the loss of 5 wickets in 19.1 overs, and Suryakumar Yadav was the man of the match, scoring 79 runs in 43 balls. He truly deserves this because he's striking at 183, don't forget that. Hitting those 3 sixes are very helpful. So that's it for this match. So the fourth match, my favorite number, my favorite match. KKR versus the Chennai Super Kings. CSK already lost their hopes in the playoffs, but KKR is still in the chase. And their opening partnership was kind of explosive, but Shubman Gill lost his wicket later on. But Nitish Rana, the attacker, the explosive batsman, the one who strikes very high, scored 87 runs in 61 balls, hitting 10 fours and 4 sixes, striking at 142. What a brilliant knock from the youngster. And later on, the ex-captain, the wicketkeeper, Dinesh Karthik of Kolkata Knight Riders, hit 21 runs in 10 balls, hitting those 3 fours towards the end. Make sure KKR is a very defendable score in the pitch. And the final score was 172 runs with a loss of 5 wickets in 20 overs. And trust me guys, this is a very defendable score, but CSK came out of nowhere and stole this match from KKR. And let's see how they did that. So Shane Watson comes back into the squad instead of half the practice, but Ruturaj Gaikwad is a brilliant youngster. In the future, you have to watch out for him. Scored a brilliant knock of 72 runs in 53 balls, hitting 6 fours and 2 sixes, striking at 135. Later on, it was very tense. This match could have gone to anyone. KKR or CSK. 7 runs, 202 balls, but Jadeja, my favorite Indian all-rounder, one of the best all-rounders, hit 2 sixes in the last 2 balls and make sure CSK win this match with ease. So the final score of CSK was 178 runs with a loss of 4 wickets in 20 overs. So that's it for this match, and the man of the match was Ruturaj Gaikwad, obviously, because Ruturaj Gaikwad, one mastermind, one brilliant player, he's a youngster. Make sure that CSK chased this successfully. Now the last match of this week was between the Kings of Punjab and the Rajasthan Royals. Remember the last time both of these teams encountered? They had a world record match, the highest chase. The Rajasthan Royals chased on the score. And this time, Rajasthan Royals again chased the score, but it was not a world record match. Let's see how it went off. The Kings of Punjab did not have a very good opening partnership because Mandeep Singh lost his wicket, but there's a good partnership between KL and Gale Storm, Chris Gale. And KL Rahul, even though he lost his wicket, Chris Gale, the Gale Storm, was on action and fire there till the end over because he came in the first over and there towards the end, hitting 99 runs in 63 balls, missing out on a century by 1 run because Jofra Archer came in and bowled him, clean bowled. And he scored 6 fours and 8 sixes, striking at 157. It's very unfortunate for Chris Gale. And towards the end, Nicholas Pooran hit those 3 sixes to make sure at least there's a good score for Kings 11 Punjab. And the Kings 11 Punjab final score was 185 runs for the loss of 4 wickets in 20 overs. And trust me guys, that was a very defendable score. So let's see how the Rajasthan Royals play this off. So I want to talk about one man, Ben Stokes, 50 runs in 26 balls. And trust me, that's striking very high. 6 fours and 3 sixes. And I want to talk about every batsman, an honorable mention, because everyone played well in this team. Everyone contributed at least 30 runs and plus. Joss Buttler, Steve Smith, Sanju Samson almost missed out on a half century by 2 runs, and Robin Uthappa. And that's why the Rajasthan Royals were able to chase this off in 17.3 overs, and their score was 186 runs for the loss of 3 wickets in 17.3 overs. So that's it for this match. Rajasthan Royals won, and trust me guys, the man of the match was Ben Stokes, getting a 2-wicket haul. Even though he conceded only 32 runs, it was very good, and scoring a half century in only 26 balls. That's why he truly deserves this award. So this is the last week analysis video of this Dream 11 IPL 2020, and there's still so much to talk about. So let me tell the current points table after week 6. So Mumbai Indians are first on the table, playing 12 matches, winning 8 matches, losing 4 matches, getting 16 points. Second is RCB, playing 12 matches, winning 7 matches, losing 5 matches, getting 14 points. Third is Delhi Capitals, playing 12 matches, winning 7 matches, losing 5 matches, getting 14 points. Fourth is Kings 11 Punjab, playing 13 matches, winning 6 matches, losing 7 matches, getting 12 points. Fifth is Rajasthan Royals, playing 13 matches, winning 6 matches, losing 7 matches, getting 12 points. Sixth is KKR, playing 13 matches, winning 6 matches, losing 7 matches, getting 12 points. Seventh is Sunrisers Hyderabad, playing 12 matches, winning 5 matches, losing 7 matches, getting 10 points. 8th is CSK, playing 13 matches, winning 5 matches, losing 8 matches, getting 10 points. So that's it for this week's points table, and we're almost close to the end of the Dream 11 IPL 2020 and the playoffs. Put in the comment section down below on the top 4 teams who you think will qualify for this year's playoffs. And Mumbai Indians already is qualified, and as we all know, confirmed the qualification. And that's it for this video. I'm going to miss doing the series. We'll be back in the next season, and I'll be there still doing the Dream 11 IPL further on. So that's it for this video. Please hit that subscribe button down below. Hit that notification bell icon. Like this video, share this video with all your friends. My Instagram link will be in the description down below. So that's it for this video, and it's me, Advait, the 4th Empire, signing off.